Several minutes of commercial-free football starts now. Here are the Purple Mortgage Guys.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Purple Mortgage Guys on this Purple Friday. I am down south on South Beach and joined here with Tanner and Goose for another Friday edition. We're going to preview the Dolphins game and get some bold predictions, some Tanner tidbits for you before the weekend. So welcome everybody. Tanner, Goose, looks like it's going to be an interesting game with Tua not playing, Teddy not playing, and we're going to face another backup third string quarterback this time. So Goose, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week to not have an idea on who we're playing. Xavier Howard said he was playing like Monday, and then it sounded like the staff kind of backed him off of that a little bit. Quarterback's been up in the air. Part of me just feels like, I don't think there is, but it almost seems like some smoke and mirrors where they're cleared for practice, full contact, and they're like, no, like none of these guys are going to play. And then I feel like Sunday they're just going to run out their first team squad. So it'll be interesting to see who's on the field and how we show up. When I get nervous when you don't have film on the guy, but he got to prepare all week. So he had to come in cold for the Jets. This will be his first week of being able to work on the game plan and take reps with the first team. And we already have a history of struggling against backup quarterbacks. So it's a little nerve-wracking.
Tanner, is that just us being Vikings fans and assuming the worst when we hear there's going to be another backup quarterback? Sounds like we're favored by only 3, which is a bit surprising, but they've got 22 guys on their team and 2 is out, but they still have a really solid football team. So what do you make of that? Is this going to be a close game on Sunday, or should we be able to come out victorious?
Still going to be a close game. We know how this works. We've seen this before. These are 2 teams I think that actually mirror each other very well. 2 very explosive offenses, have a lot of talent on each side. Obviously, we don't really know what to expect with Skylar Thompson. So a 7th-round pick out of Kansas State, I believe. You guys already hit the nail on the head with the fact that he had to come in last week with not much preparation. He did have a full week to prepare this time. So I don't think he's playing a super tough defense by any means. That doesn't sound good on our end, but we don't do a very good job of getting after the quarterback. And if they don't do that this week and get him rattled, I think it's going to be a much closer game than people assume. So
I think so too. I just feel like it's one of those games that's easy to be overconfident with Tua being out, but they are still a good team. And Vegas usually is pretty spot on with their predictions or lines, I guess, that they set. So 3-point game. It's going to be close. It's going to be hot, humid, windy, not like US Bank Stadium. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So I wanted to jump right in this week to Tanner's tidbits. We've been doing this every week. Tanner will throw some stats at you. You can use them to impress your friends. And Goose and I like to learn a little bit, too, from what Tanner has stored up there in his melon. So, Tanner, what do you got for us this week?
Not as much as last week, but I do got some fun stuff here. Kirk Cousins has 2 career starts against the Dolphins. Both of them are at home, so this will be his first career start in Miami. I think there's only a few stadiums left that he has not had a start at, and this is one of them. So in those 2 starts, not great performances, though. He's averaging 205 yards a game, 3 touchdowns to go along with 3 interceptions, and a 90.5 QB rating. He is on track to make some more history this week. He needs 264 passing yards to pass Tony Romo on the all-time NFL passing list, and he needs 3 touchdowns to pass Steve Young and Joe Flacco. Skylar Thompson, this will be his first career start. The Vikings are 8-8-2 all-time against QBs in their first career start. He came in last week. I think Teddy got hurt like right after his first pass. He was 0 for 1, and then he got hurt. Skylar Thompson came in, went 19 of 33 for 166 yards. Did not throw a touchdown, 1 interception, and a 58.3 QB rating. So that's horrible. But he does have a full week to prep this game. He's not super fast. He runs a 4.91 40-yard dash, but he is mobile. He had 26 career rushing touchdowns at Kansas State. So if he needs to make a play on the ground, he can do that. And that's not something we've fared well against this year or in the past. So
Would you say he's more or less mobile than Kirk?
Kirk's an athletic dude. He just doesn't use his feet. It drives me nuts.
Did you hear him this week talk about someone? I think Chris Thomason misquoted him, but he kind of made it sound like he needed to use it as more of a threat so that defenses were afraid of him taking off. And KOC, who's the biggest cheerleader for all players, was like, strike fear into a defense might be a little strong, but yeah, I think he can pick up some gains. That third down was huge, and he was like, I don't think I can go that far. It's pretty good.
What were you guys thinking on that third down run last week? I was thinking he was going to slide too early. Were you guys thinking the same thing? Because he made an extra little move and dove forward and picked up the first down. But I feel like Kirk in the past, we'd see him probably go into the sliding position, come up about 2 yards short. So
I think Kirk in the past would have got sacked there. Normally when he's that surrounded, he doesn't. I feel like that's been maybe his biggest opportunity in the pocket is sometimes it seems like he panics and goes down. But yeah, I think I first was thinking this is for sure a sack, drives over, and then when he took off, I think he threw in like 2 pump fakes like he was Michael Vick, and I'm like, Kirk, get your 3 yards and get the first down and get down. He's pump faking out there, and I was like, who is this guy? Kirk Tober for all that celebrate. Yes, it was that chain that he was wearing on the plane that got him all into his juke moves.
He's 1-0 post chain, so got that going. That's a tidbit for you there, Tanner. What you got? Any other tidbits, Tanner?
Yeah, I got some more stuff here. Justin Jefferson made his way back to the top of the league. He is first in the NFL in receiving yards going into week 6 with 547 yards. He's second in the league in catches. Cooper Kupp is number 1 with 49. He's also second in targets. Cooper Kupp has 64, so he leads the league in that as well. Tyreek Hill is 4th in the NFL in yards. It sounds like he is going to play this week. I know he's questionable, but it sounds like he is gonna play Sunday. Tyreek Hill is also 3rd in yards. Zadarius Smith is 2nd in the league in tackles for loss. Only Max Crosby has more. Adam Thielen on track to have another milestone Sunday here. He needs 9 catches to pass Steve Jordan for 3rd in team history. Only the legendary Chris Carter and Randy Moss have more. Needs 94 receiving yards to pass Steve Jordan as well for 6th in team history, and 1 touchdown catch to pass Sammy White for 4th in team history. So working his way up those lists in almost every category. The Vikings are 5-8 all time against the Dolphins, including just 1-5 in Miami. Not a great record there. They have lost their last 4 games in Miami and have not won a game there since 1976. It's been a while. The Vikings defense is last in the league in QB knockdowns. I could go on and complain about that some more, but that's probably another topic that we can discuss here in a minute or two. A little trivia for you guys here. Guess the year correctly, you win. If you get the quarterback correct, you get style points. Can you name the last time a rookie quarterback the Vikings lost to that was drafted in the 7th round?
Oh boy.
Rookie quarterback that we lost to in the 7th round.
That was drafted.
Tanner loves to make us look bad.
Yeah.
No, this is a tough question.
Yeah, I don't have
the year. If you get within like even a year or two, you win.
We'll go
1982. Okay, not that long.
All right.
2004.
2005. You almost got it, dude. So
I think you can give me the team, and I still don't know if I could name the 7th round quarterback.
Vikings lost to Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2005.
Oh.
That was the last time they lost to a QB draft in the 7th round. So
I did not know he was a 7th rounder.
Hoping we can keep that streak alive here and we don't have to worry about that this Sunday. Some more trivia here, some PFFs. I know we've been doing this the last couple of weeks. Top 5 graded starters going into this week.
I haven't seen it.
List. Okay.
I haven't seen it either, but I'm going to go Christian Darrisaw.
Christian Darrisaw is number 1.
He's been phenomenal.
I think we only added 1 player this week.
Okay.
So,
Then I'm going to say that Delvin Tomlinson didn't fall far.
Tomlinson's 2.
Okay.
Daniil Hunter.
Hunter fell off.
He fell off.
After a sack, huh?
I don't know if it's necessarily that he had a bad week. I just think the player that was added to this list had a really good game last week.
Za'Darius?
Za'Darius is not on the list either.
Okay. So we added more than 2. Or added more than 1.
Was Za'Darius on there last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Got 3 left. Need some help?
Justin Jefferson?
JJ is 3.
Brent, I want to give you the opportunity, but you let me know.
I'm going to – I feel like I want to say Cam Dantzler, but –
Cam Dantzler.
Yeah, I'll go Dantzler.
Wow. And we need 4 still?
Yep.
Kirk.
No Kirk.
No Kirk.
You're going to have to give us the 4th one there, Tanner.
Brian O'Neill.
Oh.
You guys seem like you're struggling with that
You
one.
never hear his name, which is good if you're an offensive lineman, and sometimes I forget about him over there.
Now I want to hit on this real quick too. We're actually flipping the spectrum here and adding another quiz here real quick. Last one. Top 5 lowest graded starters on the team right now.
Sullivan.
5 worst starters.
Sullivan, Ingram.
Shannon Sullivan is 2.
Irv Smith.
Irv Smith is 4.
Cam Bynum?
Cam Bynum is number 1. He's our lowest graded starter.
So what we have
1
3
more.
out of 5?
3 out of 5. Did better on this one than the first one, it seems like.
We're pretty good at finding the flaws, aren't we, Goose?
Yeah. I think I heard PFF didn't have Hicks very highly graded.
Jordan Hicks is 3.
1 more.
Patrick Peterson.
This could be a tough one because he's technically a starter, but he doesn't see the field a lot.
Who you got?
KJ Osborne.
Oh, that's a surprise.
KJ Osborne is 5.
I thought he'd have more catches and more yards by this time of the year.
Yep.
A really surprising one. I just want to throw in an honorable mention. The grades between KJ Osborne and Harrison Smith are also very, very close. Harrison Smith has been very low on PFF status.
I didn't want to say his name, but I thought he might be, I thought he might have been on that list.
I want to finish up my tidbits here with Brent, actually. For those of you that don't know this, actually, it's probably just an office thing, but Brent's road record going to Vikings game is not very spectacular. Why don't you share with us what your record is on road games, Brent?
You know, Tanner, this was going to be something I brought up in bold predictions. I don't like to talk about it a lot. It's embarrassing. This is my 12th Vikings road game over about 11-year period. And last year it was against the Chargers, and that was the first win I witnessed in person on the road. Had games like a Monday night blowout in Green Bay, a Christian Ponder 36-yard passing performance in Green Bay. They lost to the Dolphins here. I was at that. They lost to the Cowboys on a last-second Jason Witten catch. Lost to a backup in Kansas City, a backup on Monday night in Chicago. I witnessed the Josh Freeman game in person. So that's a tidbit, Tanner, that we don't need to talk about ever again. and being we don't have a lot of listeners of the show yet, that's probably a good thing. But that is a tidbit. Yes, they are 1-11 and outscored something like 290 to 164. So not even a lot of close games. But I'm here. I think things have to even out over time, right? So if we lose 10, we're probably going to win 10.
We're due.
It's a 500 league. So.
All right.
There you have it.
Gonna You're gonna have a line of mobsters lined up at your hotel room on Sunday morning to ensure you don't make it to the game.
Nice.
That's
All
what
right,
I got
well,
this week.
there's your Tanner tidbits for this week. Thanks, Tanner, for doing that. Hopefully everybody learned a little bit from Tanner's knowledge of the Vikings. So we're going to move on to bold predictions. Favorite part of the week probably for us. We get to predict one bold thing that we think is going to happen in the game, typically unrelated to the score, and then we're going to also predict the final score. Each of us will go around the room. We'll snake this thing. Who started last week? I think it was.
I think I started.
You started last. Tanner, you go ahead and start us off with the score this week, or the bold prediction for this week.
Bold prediction
for the bold prediction.
I'm gonna say Kirk Cousins is gonna have as many touchdown passes this week as he has had in his first 2 games against the Dolphins, and I think that it's also going to be a season high for him. So 3. I'm gonna go 3 touchdown passes this week.
Okay, I'll go second. I actually think that there is going to be 3 or more turnovers in this game.
From us or both teams?
Combined, just 3 or more.
Okay.
Maybe not super bold, but I see there's some turnovers there. So,
Tanner, I'm hoping you are right because I'm not super confident in my bold prediction because I've thought it every week of the year so far, and it hasn't really happened. I think JJ is going to be a big focus. I think Xavier Howard's going to play. I think he's going to be matched up on him. I think he maybe even gets some help. I think they also try to take away Thielen a little bit, and I think KJ Osborne gets 2 touchdowns, and we see an emergence of KJ. Nervous because he hasn't done it yet, but I know he's got the ability. Kirk trusts him a lot. I'm hoping to see KJ in the end zone 2 times.
And his town. Isn't he from Miami?
Well, it's a Hurricane. I don't know where he grew up, but
Delvin's from Miami too, though, right?
yeah.
Can't all score 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, we're going to invite our listeners to a reminder to play along, predict the final score, put it in the YouTube comments on this episode. Make sure you subscribe to our page, put it in the comments. If you nail the score and the correct outcome, we'll put you in a drawing for a couple of Jets tickets on December 4th. We'll do that drawing after the Patriots game, the show following that. So just a reminder to the listeners to predict the score for Sunday. Goose, why don't you take us away with the score prediction?
Score prediction. I'm going to go 31-27 Vikings.
Close game. I think Vegas has a 3-point favorites, 45.5 total. So that would be right in line, maybe a little bit over what they're thinking. So,
yeah, I think we're gonna play a bend, don't break, don't let Tyreek and Waddle break the game open, conservative defense, and I think we just got to outscore them.
All right, I will say, you guys know how much of a homer and optimist I am, right? You also know, after I just told you about this 1-10 road record, we're playing a backup. We're on grass. It's going to be humid, windy. Probably a little overconfident. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we lose 21-20. And we're frustrated with our defense after the game.
And this will be the last road game you go to if your score prediction is correct.
There's that. Tanner, what do you got?
I was thinking I was going to be the only realist here. I thought you guys are both going to be homers on this. I am hoping I am wrong as well. I am 5 for 5 on Vikings picks so far this year, but I'm going to go 24-21 Dolphins in this one. I'm going to take that 3-point spread in the Dolphins' favor, unfortunately. I just have a bad feeling. Just seems like there are some stadiums we don't play well in. Miami is obviously one of them based off history. I don't like playing rookie QBs. Because for whatever reason, we don't ever think that we have to pressure him. And he does have a full week to prepare, and he is mobile, which is something we have struggled with forever. So I'm going to go with Dolphins squeaking by this week in the fourth quarter.
Off the record, I could also see us blowing them out too, and it being a a dumpster fire for the Dolphins. But we always have one or two of these games a year where we're overconfident. It's a clunker. Maybe it changes with KOC, and that was a Zimmer thing. But yeah, Tanner, I got that same kind of gut feeling that it could go south. Hope I'm wrong. Hope you're wrong. Hope Goose is right.
I'm banking on this team being different. There's been a huge culture change. I'm banking on this team being different. It's starting to sound like Tanner would prefer to play Patrick Mahomes. He's worried about the Justin Fields, the Skylar Thompson. Give me Tom Brady.
Are you guys at all concerned with that game, if you want to call it that, last night, and how we made Justin Fields look good, and he looked like that again last night? I mean, I know he got dinged up a little bit. It was a Thursday night game, but is our defense, is it a little bit smoke and mirrors that we haven't really played anyone? We could get exposed, maybe not tomorrow, but in the coming weeks against some of these better quarterbacks.
The issue with this defense and mobile QBs is we're playing zone coverage without a spy. So you're rushing 4 guys every single time, and we're playing QBs that are constantly willing to get out of the pocket and move the ball with their feet. And if you don't have a spy on them, they're going to move the ball. So Justin Fields, obviously, we've seen he hasn't been a great QB this year, but if you're not going to find a way to slow him down on the ground, every QB is going to do that to you. So I'm just hoping that they watch some of Skylar Thompson's college tape and find a way to slow him down.
We made a little bit of an adjustment last week. I saw Brian Asamoah out there for a few snaps, and it looked like he was spying on Fields. My gut reaction when I turned on the game is, man, the Commanders don't look good this year. They're holding the Bears in check. My second thought, though, was if the Commanders have a strength, it's probably their D-line. Even without Chase Young, they're pretty stacked there. And I just think that NFL teams go into a different mindset when you have to score. And we put up points, and I think naturally our defense is going to give up points. I don't think our defense is as good as the Commanders, but I think as a team, I'm all right. I am nervous about our defense for the long haul. I'm hoping they continue to fine tune their new scheme, and our offense is enough to keep us over the top.
Can we end on a question real quick? I want to see what your guys' thoughts are, because I was listening to another podcast earlier this week, and it was a topic of discussion. Goose, you brought up that it is a concern long haul throughout the rest of the season. If things don't change, we continue to win games, do the Vikings at any point make a switch for the defensive play calling with Ed Donatel? Does he get canned? Do they change roles, move somebody else into that play calling role?
If we keep winning, I can't see it being an official firing. Maybe there's something that happened behind the scenes with someone's more involved or calling plays. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we normally do this every week, where we talk about what we complain about if things go wrong on Monday. I think we'd probably all agree, just by our talk so far, that it's probably the defense, right? So I don't know. We've got an offense that seems to be trending upward, a defense that we're just waiting for the other maybe shoe to drop a little bit. So I don't know. I could see something unofficially. I don't think, if barring maybe a 3-game losing streak or something where they just look terrible, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Maybe there's some influence with Mike Pettin. They bring him in, maybe re-scheme things a little bit, make some tweaks. I think I heard last night that our red zone defense is we're giving up a lot of touchdowns. And if you can turn a good chunk of those into field goals, which I could be wrong, but in my mind is maybe more on the execution than it is the play call once you get down into the red zone, wrapping up, saving those couple of yards. That changes the score a lot. If we can turn some of those touchdowns into 3, and our offense is turning more of our 3-point tries into touchdowns like they did last week. So that's my thought. Maybe they utilize Mike Pettin to talk to Donatel and make some tweaks, but I don't think there would be a wholesale change while we're winning.
What do you think, Tanner?
No, I agree. I don't think there'll be a change as long as they continue to win games. But It is a concern long term. I mean, we're going to be facing some tough offenses coming up here. We got the Cardinals after the bye week, and Kyler Murray can put up points in a hurry. And probably
So thinking about Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, even Dak, maybe, and Aaron Rodgers again, like they're gonna be tested for sure. So.
I was really, even though nothing flashed, I was really intrigued and excited to see the way that they brought Brian Asamoah on the field for Fields. That was almost maybe a little bit of a mismatch because he's a little guy and Fields is a big guy that's probably hard to bring down on your own. But I think he's a little missile, and in preseason he was flying sideline to sideline. I think if you really hit home with Za'Darius and Daniil to contain and have Asamoah just dedicated to Kyler, I think we can be successful. I think Kyler's also been susceptible to maybe trying to do too much. So I'm hoping we can make a quarterback look bad this year.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Another episode of Purple Mortgage, guys. Don't forget to enter the contest, predict the score for Sunday. If you're looking for a home loan, I'm out of the office today, but these two guys would love to help you out. Give them a call, shoot them an email, and we'd love to help you out with that as well. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the game. We will recap again on Monday. Thanks, everybody.